In traditional LANs, APs act as network access devices and transmit and receive packets of wireless clients. WLAN mesh allows APs to establish wireless connections with each other directly or over multiple hops, which improves network expandability and robustness. APs on a WLAN mesh network are mesh points. MPs play the following roles. MP provides only mesh services. Mesh portal point provides a wired connection to a wired network. A mesh access point provides both mesh and access services. Wireless links established between MPs are mesh links. MPs can establish a mesh link after they discover each other and establish a peer relationship. A mesh profile used for neighbor discovery is a set of mesh protocol processing capabilities, including mesh ID, mesh security settings, and mesh keep alive interval. The FAT APs possesses all functions and can work independently. They can use the mesh profile configured on them to discover neighbors. The FIT APs need to be connected to the control device AC to work. They must first download a mesh profile from the AC and then scan the network to discover mesh neighbors. MP1 and MP2 are same radio type and working channel. MP1 broadcasts probe requests that carry its mesh profile to discover neighbors. MP2 receives the request and then examines the received mesh profile. If the received mesh profile has the same contents as the local mesh profile, and the accepting peer link bit in the request is set to 1, MP2 sends a probe response to MP1 and establishes a peer relationship with MP1. The probe response carries the mesh profile of MP2. Upon receiving the mesh response, MP1 examines the received mesh profile. If the mesh profile has the same contents as the local mesh profile, and the accepting peer link bit in the response is set to 1, MP1 establishes a peer relationship with MP2. MP1 and MP2 exchange link open and link confirm packets with each other, then, a mesh link is established. As shown in the animation, the FIT AP work as MP. It starts up without loading any configuration. It filters, selects a channel and establishes a temporary link to the first detected WLAN mesh network to discover ACs. The temporary link establishment process is the same as the mesh link establishment process, except that the MPs do not examine mesh profiles. The AP establishes a CAPWAP tunnel with an AC. The AP downloads configurations from the AC, including mesh profile settings. The AP terminates the temporary link and uses the downloaded mesh profile to establish a mesh link. If the configurations downloaded from the AC include wireless service settings, the AP acts as a map to provide both wireless access and mesh services. The mesh link backup means the same MP establishes multiple mesh links with different neighboring MPs and backs up each other. The mesh technology is used in the metro rail system. It requires onboard and trackside MPs. The onboard AP establishes a master mesh link with the trackside AP and establishes a standby mesh links with other farther away trackside APs to mesh link unexpected interruptions when train moving fast. The onboard AP checks each mesh link's signal strength in real time and switches the master link to the optimal standby link when it triggers the switching conditions. In wireless communication systems, RSSI stands for Received Signal Strength Indicator. RSSI is used to assess the quality of the connection between devices. A higher RSSI value generally indicates a stronger and more reliable signal, while a lower RSSI value suggests a weaker and potentially less reliable signal. When select master or standby link. If the link RSSI reaches or exceeds RSSI threshold. If the MP doesn't has a master link, it uses the link as the master link. Otherwise, the onboard MP uses the mesh link as a standby link. After building the link for a period of time, if the master link RSSI is lower than the standby link, or if the master link RSSI can't meet the minimum RSSI threshold, so the master link must be switched to the optimal standby link. During train movement, it keeps establishing, switching, and terminating mesh links between the onboard MPs and trackside MPs. It maintains a fast and stable link for subway signaling system. For high-speed, real-time, and accurately interact subway control messages and multimedia information. There are two sets onboard devices at both front and rear of the train. Then it can fully support upper layer applications requirements.